Welcome to a special playoff edition of the Johnson & Johnson podcast, the only SHL podcast, hosted by myself, Darnell, and my colleague here, Gabe Johnson. Gabe, why don't you walk us into our topic of discussion today?
All right, so our topic is gimme TPE for discussing the playoffs.
Give me TPE. Hey, Izzy, if you're listening, and I know you are, give me TPE.
Please, give me the 4. You know we hit that 8 minutes.
Yeah, so. God, you should just give us like 8 TPE on credit, because you know we're going to do it next year.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, when I saw this, that part of the championship week go up, I was like, damn, this is the easiest TPE I'll ever make.
Yeah, really.
It's like, we're going to record a podcast anyway. Why not get free TPE out of it? And for only 8 minutes?
8 minutes? I've taken quicker shits than that. I feel like, I want to go the other way. I want to say I've taken longer shits than that. I want to say 8 minutes isn't significant. Also true.
Either way, it's respectable, I guess.
It's a humble brag, to be sure. So,
Alright.
What are some of the topics we're looking at today?
Alright, so one of the topics is highlights of the season 48, which, I mean, even with my general broad knowledge of the SHL, I'm not sure how much I can talk about that. I think if we stick to a playoff and finals...
Yeah, I've been paying a lot more attention to the playoffs than I have to the regular season. And I think most of the guys in the J are the same way. It's just much easier to follow the playoffs because it goes a little slower paced.
I strictly only followed the regular season, for the teams that my fantasy players were on. My only following of, the SHL regular season was, every morning popping into, the, team schedules and just going through, the games.
Oh, yeah, so, I know how, the team that I'm on did.
Yeah,
that's
about it. So.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to keep up, even as someone who's involved in the stat keeping and all that. It's
for real.
It's hard, man. But anyway, playoffs. So I'm to understand that they want us to talk about not only the finals but the playoffs as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, we could have done either or. If we somehow wanted to spend 8 minutes talking about the finals alone, we could. But I feel like we get more interesting content out of going through each game or each series.
Yeah, each series. Let's do that. What's
So you know how the first round of the playoffs is a play out kind of.
Yeah, it's almost like a play in, isn't it? It's like a wild card type deal.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. So on the west side, there is Calgary against Edmonton.
Yep.
And Edmonton were a team that everyone was expecting to do really well this season. Their over-under at the start of the season was 32 and a half or something, which in itself is very high. So a lot of people saw it as a sure bet for casino money, myself included, and it was.
Yeah.
Because they only got 25 wins on the season, which was way below what they were expected to get.
Ooh, yeah, that is kind of...
And then it got even worse to them because they got trounced in the first round 4-1 by Calgary.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Calgary just knocked them out right away, and it was just a really bad season for the Blizzard.
Am I mistaken? I thought one of the first rounds had a sweep.
It did.
Yeah?
And a very convincing one at that.
Right, because I remember someone in our Discord being compared to the Lightning. They were called the Lightning of the SHL, and I took offense.
Really? I mean, I guess. In that they got swept in the first round, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was really rough. I mean, it's a good thing that ML can wipe his tears by being announced head GM at Toronto.
Yeah, and we're all very proud of ML for that, by the way.
I mean, like, to be honest, like, I would have been really shocked if it wasn't him who was announced.
I agree. I also would have been very shocked if it wasn't ML. He
But
is
anyway,
the most handsome guy who applied, so obviously.
Definitely. I haven't seen the face of the other applicants, but like you could still safely say.
Yeah,
ML.
you can say like faux show it's ML.
So I mean, in the Blizzard series, they sucked big time. They'd scored only 1 goal in 3 of the 5 games.
Oof,
And
wow.
the other ones, they only got 2 and 3, I think. Yeah, so
That's pretty rough.
yeah, it was. Or actually, they scored 1 goal in 4 of the 5 games. So, yeah, they were really bad, but if you thought that was bad, wait for Toronto.
Yeah.
So, I think everyone thought that Toronto was going to lose this series to begin with, because ML traded their second best player, or their best player apart from him at the deadline, just because he wanted to miss the playoffs.
Interesting strategy.
But then he ended up being such a lines god that his team made it anyway. And then once the playoffs hit, they lost games 1 and 2 in Toronto, 6-2 and 5-1. Then in game 3, going back in Buffalo, they lost 5-0.
Oof, that's a rough life.
Yeah, and then in game 4, even more agonizing, they lost an OT to get eliminated.
Yeah, I know the agony of a 5-0 playoff loss.
Yeah.
I know it quite well.
Know the feeling all too well.
After like the first 3 goals, you go like, yeah, we're gonna get one back. You know, we're gonna.
It's like, oh no, another one. Oh, okay. So yeah, Buffalo went on, and then you reach the part where the real playoffs start.
Right.
So then it started off with Calgary after winning the wild card matchup. They lost 6-2 to New Orleans.
Right. And I actually followed this series a little bit because, you know...
It seemed like it was a great series.
Well, I also ostensibly will one day play for New Orleans, so I was in the locker room for a lot of these discussions, and it was pretty anxious. It went back and forth a little bit.
Yeah, no, it really did. It was, I think it was 2-2, and then New Orleans smashed them in the last 2.
Yeah. I don't want to say for sure, but I think it was back and forth. I think it was like...
It was
like 1-1, 2-1, 2-2.
Yeah, it went. Yeah, so Calgary won game 1.
Yeah.
4-3 in New Orleans too.
Yep.
And then New Orleans responded by going no and beating them 6-1.
You know, as you're wont to do, really.
the Simon T special.
Yeah, the clapback special, as it were.
For real, it's like I feel like it should just become like a rule, like a written law that if the first game is close, you know that it'll be an absolute blowout in the second.
I mean, it's absolutely like if the first game is, I mean, not a it's close game blowout. Close game blowout. That's the only way fucking much. Simon T does anything. Because we had like in our series down in the J, it was like 3-2 and then 6-0, and we're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah. But yeah, then in game 3, your boy Slothface got an OT winner.
Yep. Yep, we were all very proud of him for that one.
And then right after the OT game, Calgary won 6-1.
Yep. And like so again, you know,
the law continues.
Yep.
And then they responded to that blowout by winning the next 2 games comfortably.
Yeah.
Also, I think we've already hit our 8-minute timer.
Wow, that was quick. Let's recap the finals real quick because that was pretty exciting. We have a couple Buffalo guys in our locker room. So
we could zoom through the rest of the playoffs. Like we could go a little bit overtime.
Yeah.
Also, we were talking total nonsense for like the first 2 minutes.
Yeah. So I mean, Izzy's definitely gonna. I mean, we know Izzy.
We owe it to them.
Yeah, we owe it to Izzy, to our fan.
The fan of the only SHL podcast.
Yeah, it's the only SHL, the only fan of the only SHL podcast, Mike Izzy.
And then the Pride played the Jets. Pride won the first 2 games, then dropped the next 4.
Classic Pride maneuver.
In what was just a really bad series where no one scored more than 3 goals in any of the games.
That's actually a thing in that's actually a thing in the Pride is you're not allowed to score more than 3 goals.
Well, just wait till Larson's up there.
Yeah.
He'll score 1 of every 4 shots and all will be well.
Yep.
Alright, next series was Buffalo beat Tampa 4-3 in a great series.
Which honestly was kind of a shock to me. I did not expect that series to drag itself out like it did.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa went 3-1 up in that series, and Buffalo rallied to take it.
But that's like Buffalo's superpower, apparently.
For real, it was the story of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then West Kendall beat the Steelhawks 5-1. We don't have to talk about that.
We won't talk about that one.
We'll pass over that one.
Yeah.
Just like we'll pass over the Jets beating New Orleans 4-3.
Oh god, that was agonizing.
That's a stinger too.
I think I cursed it personally, and like I full on admitted to Joe, like I probably lost that series for us because I asked if after Anchorage got eliminated the same day as NOLA, and I asked like, hey, can I come up?
Oh
yeah!
Oh, you did this.
Yeah. So Nola's free to blame me for this.
Cut from the team.
Yep. Cut before I even play.
Then the other series, Buffalo got revenge of the Steelhawks and just smashed West Kendall into the ground.
Yep.
Like barely even a close series. West Kendall took the first game and then Buffalo took the next 4. And then that was a precursor to the finals where Buffalo also started off badly and then won 4 in a row.
So we came up with a name for that in the Anchorage locker room, which is the gentleman's sweep. It's where you sweep a team, but you let them have the first game.
I missed when we were talking about that. It's a great term for it.
Yeah. It's the gentleman's
sweep. I love it. The finals were just a big shock. I mean, like the end product wasn't a big shock, but
no. And you and I both had Buffalo in 6 in our predictions, and I didn't expect it to go that way. So when
for real.
When Buffalo was down 2-0, I was like, God, I guess I really just can't pick fucking any SHL playoffs.
And I was in the Armada Discord all the time, like talking about like, oh man, Buffalo needs to win in 6 for my prediction.
Yeah.
And all the fucking GMs that already like knew the scores and outcomes and shit were blue balling the hell out of me.
It's funny too because like I just to me it made me think like Tomin's just a weird fucking freak mastermind, and he's just been pulling the strings so that we get our predictions right.
For real, it's like this dude knew all along, but I kept thinking that they lost and he was just being salty. Like,
yeah, he's been playing like 19th dimensional chest with our chest.
Jesus
Christ, chest with our feelings.
Chest. Tommen in his 9th dimension chest.
But anyway, man, that's the playoff recap, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
like
that's the playoffs.
What'd you think of it, Izzy? You better give us 8 TPE or 4 TPE each, 8 TPE total. So I was right.
I mean, we would take 8 each.
Yeah, I'll take. Hey, Izzy, let's cut a deal, man. I'll take as much TP as you want to give. All right.
I mean, as long as that TP is at least 4.
Yeah, it's a minimum of 4. But I'll take anything. Okay, I'm not one to beg, but I mean, Need it, man.
But I mean, give me
Fucking
TP.
fiended for it. Also, please, Izzy, get back to us about this whole partnership
please,
thing.
Give me TP, give me sponsorship.
In that order. All right, this is Ben Johnson & Johnson SHL playoff recap. Thanks for listening.